you're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the mind-bending world of Muse. You're about to meet a man, mid-20s, black hair. He could almost pass for normal. But take a closer look. That's Matt Bellamy. Singer, guitarist, pianist, and the principal character of our story. He's not alone. Witness fellow stargazers Dominic Howard, drums. And that's Chris Wolstenholme, the big fella. He plays bass guitar. Together, they've written the soundtrack to the end of the world.
Officials in Washington said American forces had begun a major air war against Iraq.
Forest fires are continuing to plague much of continental Europe.
The Red Cross is expanding its emergency relief operation in eastern Ethiopia.
If the SARS virus spreads into China's vast rural hinterland, it's a question that everyone fears to ask.
Late night, a music hack racing to meet his deadline. Dan Martin from the New Musical Express types the words, Muse have not only made the UK rock record of the year, but have created a scripture, the defining document of a new religion.
No, I don't think we're trying to create a new religion, no, definitely not, no.
Here's Dan Martin.
I think the reason that we came to talking about absolution in such hyperbolic terms was that everything about that record is completely to the extreme. I mean, certainly the first track, Apocalypse Please, it's like he actually says this is the end of the world.
There's various ways the world's going to end. I mean, it is going to end. If you look at the nature of the universe, it's all, you know, it's gradually expanding away, cooling down. The sun's eventually going to blow up and turn into a red giant and then a white dwarf. I think that's in 50 million years or something, so it's quite likely we'll be gone already by then. That's the point, you see. So if we're going to be already by then why are we going to go? Natural disaster, that's the next one down. I suppose the next one down from that is whether we just lose the plot and just blow it all, you know what I mean? Through misorganisation and whatever you want to call it, a bit of chaos. I panic sometimes. I'm sort of go to bed sometimes. Every time it gets a bit dark, I'm sort of lying there thinking, what's actually going to go through my mind that last minute, you know what I mean, when you're just about to die? You know, how am I going to deal with that? I don't know. You could say the first song is kind of saying that, yeah, the end is coming, whatever, but the rest of the album, all the other songs in the album are kind of saying, well, what do you do in that moment, you know what I mean? What are you going to do, eh?
The end of the world is nigh. It may be 50 million years, it may be tomorrow. But Muse know that sinister forces are hastening our rush towards oblivion. Cut to a small room deep underground, where unelected power brokers trade in all our futures. And time is, indeed, running out.
I think people are slowly starting to realise that we don't really live in a pure democracy. I think a lot of people are seeing like those recent fumblings that are going on in the government at the moment. I think just generally in the last few years it's quite obvious that the people we think are in power aren't really. You know what I mean? I think there's all sorts of people behind them. I think we're going to make a video that's kind of taking the piss out of that a little bit. It's like a take-off of that Dr. Strangelove film with us playing on a table and a load of government, military, secret government types dancing. It's like this kind of serious moment, like, you know, they're all sitting around making decisions about the rest of the world, but really they're just having a laugh, aren't they?
Who actually controls this planet? Who actually controls the monopolies that determine the course of our lives?
His name is Jim Mars. Truth is the burden he was born to bear. He's a thorn in the side of government, a whistleblower writing dispatches from the edge of credence. And he's written a book, Rule by Secrecy.
There's a song on the album actually called Rules by Secrecy, which is kind of named after that book.
My book, Rule by Secrecy, traces the hidden history that connects the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, and these groups that I call the secret societies.
The song's kind of like about some geezer who's come back from work and he's just like kind of shot everyone and blown everyone up, and come back to his wife with like, you know, loads of blood all over his hands, sort of going, I've just blown it. I've lost it. I lost the plot. And the reason being because he's kind of slowly dawning on him that everything he's doing is out of his power.
When you look and you realize that most of us are all pawns in some giant machine, it's very easy to throw up your hands and say, well, there's nothing I can do. But it's not true. There's more of us than there are of these manipulating elites, and our knowledge is growing daily. Study, read, learn about these secret societies, learn what various people have written about them, learn what they say about themselves, read their own material, as I have, and you'll find that it's all very real.
Yes, the truth is out there, somewhere. And Muse found it in the flickering half-light of a half-remembered television series from the 1960s, The Prisoner.
Good people, it is my pleasure to present to you the one and only number 6.
Hullabaloo, the front cover, we were trying to do a mock-up of The Prisoner. It's like kind of some geezer, I think he's a secret agent who's retired, and obviously because he's got loads of information about the government, he just suddenly wakes up one day, he's in a strange, surreal town that he's stuck in, and everyone refers to him as a number and doesn't use his name, and he can't escape, and every time he tries to escape, large white balloons chase him down a beach.
I am not a number, I am a free man.
So I think for the album cover, we wanted to do like a picture of us kind of dressed up like that geezer from The Prisoner.
Right, I have the cover of Hullabaloo in front of me, and on it Muse are wearing white dinner jackets and white top hats and standing in front of a large white balloon.
Karen Langley is not a number, she's a free woman, and the organizer of 6 of 1, the Prisoner Appreciation Society.
The large white balloon's very accurate because there's a balloon called Rover in The Prisoner, which is the guardian who catches people trying to leave.
Do you still think you can escape? Number 6?
The white suits are a little bit off in that they should be dark dinner jackets if they're trying to look like the Undertakers.
So we kind of said, let's get the suits in, and and then you turn up on the day and there's like these kind of circus jester suits, do you know what I mean? Hey, what can you do? It's too late, all the shops are shut, we turn up at 5 o'clock, it's too late to turn back. What are you going to do? Whinge, or just put them on? They end up looking like the Backstreet Boys.
Yes, I can see that this is more Backstreet Boys than Prisoner. The whole concept of the Prisoner series was a man fighting against unseen forces, and there was a feeling that you could not get to the bottom of things and you couldn't get to who is in control of things. And certainly in the last episode, McGowan and his cohorts actually gunned down all the people who are trying to oppress them in the village, and that sounds very much like it's relating to the whole Dr. Strangelove ethos and the song on the new album about somebody literally destroying everybody because he can find no other way to express his frustration and anger about being controlled by unseen forces.
He's seeing you.
And Muse are pitted heart and soul against these unseen forces. But what do these forces want? What are they looking for? Indomitable seeker of truth Jim Mars has the answer.
There was a great civilization that predated the Egyptian civilization, and that was, of course, the Great Sumerian civilization, which was centered in what was then called Mesopotamia. And today, interestingly enough, this is called Iraq. I'm even now compiling information to suggest that the unprecedented U.S. attack on Iraq may have been precipitated less by the desire to bring freedom and democracy or to search for weapons of mass destruction or to take over their oil than it was on obtaining ancient tablets which might provide the key to future technology, which could include limitless free energy, faster than light travel, and even perhaps interdimensional or time travel. So you could see why the military minds would want to get hold of such information.
I see you're not convinced. Meet Zechariah Sitchin, author, ufologist, visionary, and occasional chronicler of ancient tablets. He